Today we're making this Safari Baby Quiet book. This project is made up of 13 files, so make sure to follow them in order to complete it correctly. Let's get started. Start by opening file number 1 on your machine, the tiger face. Then, stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer. Float a piece of felt that fully covers all placement lines and secure it with tape or pins.
Stitch color number 2.
Float a piece of felt to cover the tiger's snout placement lines and stitch color number 3. Then trim the excess felt. Continue with the thread color changes to complete colors number 4 through number 6. Remove the hoop from the machine. Take a piece of felt large enough to fully cover the back of the tiger face and attach a snap at the center. Turn the hoop over to the back and secure the felt layer in place with tape. Return the hoop to the machine and stitch color number 7. Remove your work from the hoop and trim all excess felt and stabilizer. Set your work aside for later use. Open file number 2 on your machine. Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer to mark the page placement lines. Float a piece of felt that fully covers all placement lines and secure it with tape or pins. Stitch color number 2, the tiger body placement lines. Float a piece of felt to cover the tiger body placement lines, and continue with the thread color changes to complete colors number 3 and number 4. Trim the excess felt.
Run color number 5.
Place a layer of fringed green felt at the bottom edge of the page. This will create the grass. Make sure the fringe does not reach the border seams. And secure it with tape.
Stitch color number 6.
Remove your work from the hoop. Remove all tape pieces and excess stabilizer, but do not trim the excess felt, as it will be used later to align it with the cover page. Then, apply a snap in the position where the tiger face will be attached. Set your work aside for later use. Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer. Float a piece of felt to cover the ear placement lines and stitch color number 2. Float a piece of felt to cover the pink features of the giraffe ears. Stitch color number 3, then trim the excess felt. Float a piece of felt to cover the leaves placement lines and stitch color number 4. I will only use one layer for the leaves and horns, as I don't want them to be too thick. Float a piece of felt to cover the horns placement lines and stitch color number 5.
Stitch color number 6.
Take a piece of cotton fabric in the same color as the giraffe and fold it in half. Right sides together so that the wrong side of the fabric is facing up. Make sure it fully covers the giraffe neck placement lines. Position it so the folded edge is on the left and the open edge is on the right. Stitch color number 7 to close the open side of the giraffe neck fabric. Remove your work from the hoop and trim all excess felt and stabilizer. Turn the giraffe neck piece right side out and set your work aside for later use. Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer. Take the ears and horns you made previously and secure them in place with tape. Insert a piece of elastic inside the giraffe's neck, then tape it in place. The elastic should start on the right side of the giraffe head, making sure it is centered inside the neck. Next, float a piece of felt and secure it with tape or pins. Then stitch color number 2. Float a piece of felt. Stitch color number 3, then trim the excess felt.
Stitch color number 4.
Continue with the applique process, stitching each step to complete colors number 5 through number 7. Remove the hoop from the machine and turn it over to the back. Add a layer of felt that fully covers the embroidery area and secure it with tape or pins. Return the hoop to the machine and stitch color number 8. Remove your work from the hoop and trim all excess felt, being careful not to cut the ears, horns, or neck pieces. Set your work aside for later use. Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer. Float a piece of felt to cover the placement lines and stitch color number 2. Next, turn the hoop over to the back and align the tiger page you made previously. If the tiger head is snapped on, remove it. Secure the grass fringe from the tiger page with tape to prevent the fringe from reaching the seam lines. Place pins along the seams at different points to make sure both pages are perfectly aligned. Once both pages are aligned, tape them in place and remove the pins used for alignment. Then turn the hoop to the front side. If you find the following step difficult, you can attach the leaves later using snaps. In my case, I chose to stitch the leaves directly onto the page. So I take the leaves and secure them in place at the corners of the page using tape. Next, I add a layer of wash-away stabilizer. This helps keep the leaves in place while the machine is running. Return the hoop to the machine and stitch color number 3. Remove your work from the hoop and trim all excess felt, being careful not to cut any interactive elements. Set your work aside for later use. Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer. Float a piece of felt on both the front and back of the hoop.
Stitch color number 2 and number 3.
If you prefer to use snaps instead of sewing buttons, you can skip step number 3. Remove your work from the hoop, trim all excess felt and stabilizer. If you stitch the buttons holes, proceed to open them with a cutter, taking care to not cut the stitch. Set your work aside for later use. Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer. Float a piece of felt that fully covers all placement lines and stitch color 2. Float a piece of felt to cover the hippo placement lines. Stitch color number 3, then trim the excess felt. Float a piece of dark red felt to cover the hippo's throat placement lines. Stitch color number 4, then trim the excess felt. Continue with the thread color changes to complete colors number 5 through number 8. Float a piece of felt to cover the hippo's teeth placement lines. Stitch color number 9, then trim the excess felt. Stitch color number 10 to add the water placement lines. Float a piece of felt. Stitch color number 11, then trim the excess felt.
Stitch color number 12.
Remove your work from the hoop. Do not trim the excess felt. You will need it later to secure the page when aligning it with the elephant page. Sew the buttons onto the marked positions. Set your work aside for later use. Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer. Add a piece of gray cotton fabric folded in half, with right sides together so the wrong side is facing up. Then, place 2 layers of gray cotton fabric with right sides facing together to cover the ear placement lines.
Stitch colors number 2 and number 3.
Remove the hoop from the machine and trim all excess fabric and stabilizer. Turn the pieces right side out. Insert a piece of elastic into the narrowest part of the elephant's trunk. Fold the raw edges of the fabric inward, then sew the opening closed, making sure to secure the elastic in place. Then gather the excess fabric of the elephant trunk until you reach the elastic. Adjust to the desired length and pin it to secure it. Set your work aside for later use. Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer. Float a piece of felt that fully covers all placement lines in stitch color number 2. Float a piece of felt to cover the elephant placement lines. Continue stitching, changing thread colors to complete colors number 3 through number 5. Trim the excess felt.
Next, carefully cut open the ear and trunk box placement lines using a craft knife or cutter. Take the ear pieces you made previously and fill them with cellophane to create a crinkly sound. And insert the open edges of the ears through the ear opening placement box. Then insert the edges of the widest part of the trunk through the trunk opening box placement lines. Stitch color number 6 and number 7. Remove the hoop from the machine and tape the ears and trunk out of the way of the presser foot. Stitch color number 8. Remove the hoop from the machine and turn the hoop over to the back. Align the hippo page carefully, inserting pins along the seam lines. Once aligned, secure with tape and remove the pins used for alignment. Stitch color number 9, making sure the ears and trunk are kept out of the way of the presser foot as the design stitches. Remove your work from the hoop and carefully trim all excess felt and stabilizer.
Set your work aside for later use.
Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer. Cut 2 squares of 2 by 2 centimeters of white felt. I use stiff Korean felt for this. Then cut each square diagonally to create 2 triangles per square. Round the corners of each triangle to form the teeth and tape them in place. Make sure to place the tape only in areas where no stitching will occur. Next, float a piece of felt on both the front and back of the hoop and secure them with tape. Stitch color number 2. Remove your work from the hoop and carefully trim all excess felt and stabilizer, making sure not to cut any of the teeth. Apply the snap in place and set your work aside for later use. Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer.
Float a piece of felt that fully covers all placement lines and secure it with tape or pins. Stitch color number 2. Repeat the same step for the teeth that we did in the previous file for the crocodile's snout. Float a piece of felt to cover the crocodile placement lines, and stitch color number 3. Trim the excess felt, making sure not to cut any of the teeth. Then stitch color number 4. Trim the excess felt. Continue stitching, changing thread colors to complete colors number 6 through number 8. Float a piece of felt to cover the water placement lines and stitch color number 9. Trim the excess felt and stitch color number 10.
Remove your project from the hoop, remove the tape and excess stabilizer, but do not trim the excess felt yet.
You will use the excess felt later to secure the page when aligning it with the back cover page. Apply the snaps and attach the crocodile's snout. Set your work aside for later use. Stitch the placement lines onto the stabilizer. Float a piece of felt to cover the placement lines for the giraffe's tail and stitch color number 2. Float a piece of felt to cover the brown tail detail placement lines and stitch color number 3. Then trim the excess felt. Add a layer of felt to cover the back of the tail placement lines. Stitch color number 4. Add a layer of felt to cover the leaf placement lines and stitch color number 5.
Remove your work from the hoop and trim all excess felt and stabilizer.
Set your work aside for later use.
Stitch color number 1 onto the stabilizer.
Float a piece of felt that fully covers all placement lines and stitch color number 2.
I forgot to place the giraffe's head before adding the felt layer.
So make sure you place it in position before stitching step number 3. Before placing the neck, gather the excess fabric until you reach the elastic. Adjust it to the desired length, then trim any excess elastic.
Then add a layer of felt that fully covers the placement lines.
After that,
continue with the applique process through steps number 3 to number 5.
Then carefully trim the excess felt, making sure not to cut the giraffe neck piece.
Next, tape the giraffe neck out of the way of the presser foot to prevent stitching over it.
Stitch color number 6. Turn the hoop over to the back and align it with the crocodile page you made previously. If the crocodile's snout is attached with snaps, remove it.
Align both pieces, inserting pins along the seam lines to ensure they match perfectly.
Once aligned, secure with tape and remove the pins used for alignment. Return the hoop to the machine and make sure the neck is still out of the way of the presser foot.
Then stitch color number 7. Remove your work from the hoop and carefully trim all excess felt and stabilizer.
Attach the giraffe tail using sewing snaps. Then attach the leaf felties using plastic or sewing snaps. Open the binder holes in the pages and insert the binder rings. Attach all the pages and add your desired finishing touches, like buttoned insects behind the leaves. And don't forget to add Velcro to the back of the giraffe's head and to the cover page to close the book. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next tutorial.